Most people live their lives begging to be loved. They crave it, chase it, and surrender to it, unaware that love is the greatest trap of all. The world does not care for your feelings, and neither do most humans around you. They smile, they flatter, they promise loyalty, but inside, they are predators wearing masks. You think being loved makes you safe. It does the opposite. It makes you predictable, vulnerable, transparent. Every time you allow someone to hold your heart like a fragile toy, you're giving them ammunition against you. And make no mistake, they will use it. Machiavelli didn't write about love in fairy tales. He understood human nature, selfish, fickle, and cruel. Most people will betray, manipulate, and abandon the ones they claim to cherish when opportunity, fear, or desire crosses their path. Love is not a shield. It is a cage. And if you keep chasing it, you will never know freedom. Tonight, I will show you the terrifying truth. Being loved is not power. It is weakness. The moment you stop chasing love, you stop being owned. And only then will you understand what real power feels like. From the moment you are born, the world teaches you to crave affection. Parental approval, friendships, romantic validation, all of it convinces you that love is your refuge, your shield, your reward. But life is not a fairy tale, and human nature is not kind. Machiavelli observed that those who depend on love are already enslaved. When you chase love, you surrender control. You bend to the desires of others. You excuse betrayal, endure humiliation, and compromise your own standards. Every "I need you" whispered from your lips is another chain around your freedom. Weakness is not forgiven. It is exploited. The more you seek approval, the more power others hold over you. Human affection is rarely pure, and this applies to everyone, male or female. Machiavelli warned, men are generally ungrateful, fickle, false, and deceiving, and as long as you prosper, they are faithful. But when misfortune strikes, they turn against you. Every act of love or loyalty is conditional. People may seem devoted today, but tomorrow, circumstances or desires can reveal a different truth. To chase love blindly is to surrender your life to forces you cannot control. Consider the patterns in the world around you. Those who achieve influence, those who dominate in politics, business, or any field of power, do not rely on being loved. They command respect, authority, and sometimes fear. They understand that people are self-interested and unpredictable. Love is not their refuge. It is a tool. It is wielded carefully, strategically, in measured doses, to gain loyalty, cooperation, or influence, never to satisfy a personal need. When you depend on love, you allow your life to be dictated by the emotions, whims, and desires of others. You expose your weaknesses and make yourself vulnerable to exploitation. Those who seek affection first surrender their independence, their clarity, and ultimately their strength. You become predictable, manipulable, and weak. And in a world governed by ambition, cunning, and self-interest, weakness is fatal. Machiavelli also stated, "It is better to be feared than loved if you cannot be both." This is not a call to cruelty. It is a call to self-preservation. Dependence on affection is a vulnerability. Respect, strategic fear, and detachment ensure that others cannot control you. When your happiness, confidence, or identity relies on another's warmth or approval, you place yourself at their mercy. The moment they withdraw it, your stability crumbles. This does not mean abandoning relationships entirely. Machiavelli's philosophy is not devoid of human connection. It is about mastery. Love, warmth, and loyalty can be tools, but they must never become necessities. You give enough to maintain influence and alliances, but never so much that your autonomy is compromised. You are not a servant of affection. You are the master of your life. Understanding this is the first step in mastering detachment. Recognize that love is not a reward. It is a test of strength, independence, and judgment. Those who bend for affection fail the test. Those who observe, calculate, and detach pass it. Detachment does not mean hatred or cruelty. It means clarity. It means seeing people for who they are, not who you wish them to be. It means maintaining your power regardless of the emotions others project onto you. The world does not reward dependence. It punishes it. Once you place your value in someone else's hands, freedom is gone. You are no longer sovereign. You are a puppet, dancing to the desires of others, deceived by smiles, blinded by warmth. Only by detaching, by refusing to surrender your autonomy for fleeting affection, can you maintain influence and control. This is not about hating love. It is about mastering it. Being loved does not equal power. Chasing love is a trap. Those who survive, as Machiavelli taught, learn detachment. They value themselves above the whims of others, observing human nature with clarity, and moving through the world untethered and unbound. Remember this: those who bend for love will always be prey. Those who master detachment gain freedom. The choice is yours. Human nature is a predator in disguise, and love is the bait. Most people think of affection as a gift, a sign of loyalty, a sanctuary of safety. They are wrong. Love is the most cunning weapon ever invented because it conceals intent while exposing vulnerability. Every human who claims affection carries a duality: the part that seeks connection and the part that exploits opportunity. Few recognize which is stronger until it is too late. Think about the relationships you've trusted. Friends, partners, even family. They all leverage your need to be loved. Subtle flattery, gentle praise, promises whispered in the dark. They are not acts of generosity. They are calculated nudges designed to shape your behavior. The goal is simple: make you compliant, predictable, and dependent. When a person controls your desire for love, they control your actions. Even the smallest gestures are loaded with power. A compliment at the right moment, a touch, a fleeting moment of attention. These are deposits into your emotional account, credits that can later be called upon for compliance or manipulation. It is a quiet, almost invisible system of domination. Those who think love is unconditional are blind. Every expression of affection carries weight, every promise a hidden agenda, and the naive never see it coming. Machiavelli warned that appearances are power. Today, we live surrounded by illusions of affection. Texts, likes, small gestures, all create the illusion that someone cares. But care is cheap, attention is fleeting, and loyalty is rare. Those who manipulate love do not need to hate you. They only need to remain indifferent to your dependence. In this world, indifference is more lethal than malice. Detachment is the antidote. When you stop chasing love, you rob manipulators of their greatest leverage. You become a riddle, an unpredictable force. The people who once held sway over your emotions lose their power, not through confrontation, but through absence. And absence terrifies those who rely on control. Humans fear what they cannot predict, what they cannot influence. This is where strategy comes into play. Machiavelli taught rulers to project strength and conceal intent. Apply the same principle to love. Let affection be earned. Let loyalty be tested, and let desire for you exist on your terms. Not every smile deserves a response, not every compliment a return. Your heart is a fortress. Treat it as such. Those who attempt to breach it must prove their worth or fail. Consider the consequences of ignoring this principle. The naive, those who give love freely and desperately, are exploited again and again. Their generosity becomes a leash. Every act of care they give is a deposit into someone else's ledger, a credit that can be cashed in to manipulate, control, or abandon them when convenient. Love without detachment is debt, an obligation you never agreed to. And yet detachment does not mean cruelty. It is clarity, a recognition that affection is a currency, and you decide its value. You will still connect, still love, still care, but you will do so as a sovereign, not a subject. You will observe intentions with precision, evaluate motives with cold logic, and act only when it serves your purpose or your peace. This mastery changes perception. Those around you sense the shift immediately. People who once assumed access to your heart suddenly find themselves outside the gates, scrambling for your attention, wary of your silence. Fear is subtle. It is not the roar of a lion, but the presence of one that could strike at any moment. And in this new reality, love itself bends to your strategy rather than your weakness. It is crucial to understand the terrifying subtlety of this dynamic. Manipulators do not announce themselves with evil smiles or threatening words. They operate in shadows, smiling as they tighten their control over your desires. They rely on your addiction to love to predict your behavior. Once you remove yourself from their map, you become unknowable. Their confidence falters, their power vanishes, not because you fought, but because you no longer obeyed the rules of their game. Finally, understand this. Detachment is terrifying because it is unnatural. Most humans are addicted to affection, addicted to approval. They cannot comprehend someone who thrives without it. By stepping outside this cycle, you occupy a position that is both enviable and dangerous. You are untouchable because you need nothing from others. Yet everything can be observed, measured, and, if necessary, neutralized. Humans are not loyal by nature. They are loyal by convenience. They are affectionate when it serves them, generous when it benefits them, and devoted only as long as it aligns with their desires. Most people will tell you otherwise, filling your ears with promises of eternal devotion. But Machiavelli understood the truth. Human nature is selfish, fickle, and dangerous. To trust blindly is to hand your life over to a gamble you cannot win. Consider the people you believe care for you the most. Partners, friends, even family. Observe them closely. How often do they act out of your interest rather than their own? How often does their affection waver depending on circumstance, mood, or opportunity? Love, friendship, loyalty, all are fragile constructs, illusions sustained only while it is convenient for them. When pressure mounts, when fear rises, when opportunity knocks, most reveal themselves for what they truly are. Self-interested actors in a world that does not owe them anything. The most terrifying aspect of this truth is its subtlety. Betrayal rarely comes with a warning. It hides behind smiles, laughs, and gestures of care. The very people you rely on may abandon you, manipulate you, or deceive you when it serves their needs. And they do it without remorse because, in their mind, you were never more than an extension of their convenience. The world does not care about your suffering, and neither do they. This is why dependence on human affection is dangerous. Every bond you form creates an invisible leverage against you. Every expectation you place upon another is a vulnerability. And every time you seek love or approval, you signal your weakness. Humans are instinctively drawn to exploit weakness, and your need for connection is the most obvious flaw you carry. Survival, therefore, requires detachment, not coldness for its own sake, but clarity. To recognize the fickleness of others is not to reject them completely. It is to arm yourself with understanding. Observe, analyze, and internalize the patterns of human behavior. Notice who gives only when it is easy, who disappears when it is difficult, and who speaks loyalty but acts otherwise. This observation is your shield, your map, your weapon. Do not be fooled by charm or warmth. Affection can be rehearsed, loyalty can be performed, and remorse can be faked. Humans are masters at illusion. What is terrifying is not that they can betray you, but that they will do so without hesitation the moment it aligns with their desires. The heart is not a sanctuary. It is a battlefield, and in every battle, the naive are the first casualties. The lesson is brutal, but empowering. The less you depend on the fickle affections of others, the stronger you become. When you stop seeking validation, when you stop chasing love, you move outside the predictable dynamics of human exploitation. You no longer need their approval to feel complete. You no longer need their attention to feel powerful. You become a force they cannot predict, cannot manipulate, and cannot control. This does not make you immune to pain. Humans will still disappoint. Affection will still betray. But when you internalize the truth of their selfishness, the pain becomes manageable. It no longer shatters you because you understand it is the natural order, not a personal attack. Their betrayal is not a reflection of your worth. It is a reflection of human nature. And once you grasp this, you are free. Freedom, in this sense, is terrifying to those who live dependent on love. They cannot understand the calm detachment of someone who has faced the truth and walked away unshaken. They call it cold, distant, or heartless. But in reality, it is mastery. Mastery over expectation, mastery over desire, mastery over the emotional chaos that binds most people like prisoners. To survive, you must embrace this harsh reality. Humans are selfish, fickle, and unpredictable. Those you trust the most may fail you. Those you love may deceive you. Those you admire may betray you. There is no guarantee, no safety net, and no promise that kindness will be returned. Accept this, and you reclaim your sovereignty. Reject it, and you remain a pawn in a game where every player is playing for themselves. Once you see the world for what it truly is, nothing feels safe, nothing feels permanent, and yet you are untouchable. Because while others are enslaved by attachment, you move freely, observing, understanding, and mastering the very chaos that threatens everyone else. Not all predators wear fangs. Some smile, some laugh, some whisper, "I love you," with sincerity that can fool even the wisest. The most dangerous humans are those who wield affection as a weapon, cloaking manipulation in warmth and charm. They do not announce their intent. They operate in the shadows, observing, testing, and striking when you are weakest. To survive, you must learn to see them before they see you. The first sign is inconsistency. Observe actions, not words. Words are cheap. They are easily manipulated, rehearsed, and performed. Actions, however, reveal intent. A manipulator will promise loyalty, but act in self-interest when convenient. They will speak of commitment yet vanish when challenges arise. Small betrayals, repeated patterns of convenience, are the footprints they leave. Ignore them at your peril. Emotional bait is another tactic. Guilt, sympathy, flattery. These are tools to bend you toward their desires. They test your boundaries, gently at first, to see how far they can push. Those who rely on manipulation prey on your need for validation. They know that when love is demanded, reason is suspended. Every apology, every declaration of care, Every act of kindness may hide a calculated move. Detect the underlying pattern. The mask will slip if you watch closely. Control is subtle. The predator rarely forces you. They coerce. They shape your decisions by creating dependency, exploiting your need for connection. They isolate you emotionally, offering affection as a reward for obedience. Every choice you make is influenced by their invisible hand, often without your awareness. The moment you recognize this, you regain power. The moment you step outside their web, you are untouchable. Observe reactions to your detachment. A true friend or ally accepts your independence. A manipulator panics, questions, or attempts to pull you back into dependence. Their charm intensifies, their compliments multiply, their pressure escalates. Fear is their ally. They manipulate it masterfully. Recognize it, resist it, and let detachment be your shield. Those who fear losing influence over you are the very people who would exploit your love without hesitation. Boundaries are your weapon. The predator tests them relentlessly. They will push, prod, and plead to see what you will allow. Every concession weakens you. Every limit enforced strengthens you. You must treat your emotional boundaries as fortresses. Do not yield to flattery, guilt, or promises. The stronger your boundaries, the less vulnerable you are. Detachment is not indifference. It is vigilance. Understand the psychology behind the predator. They thrive on your need. They gain satisfaction from control, power, and exploitation. Their charm, their warmth, their attention, all are strategic. To survive, you must neutralize the game. By refusing to play, by refusing to crave affection, by refusing to react predictably, you strip them of their advantage. They cannot manipulate what they cannot influence, and yet knowledge alone is not enough. Action is required. Distance yourself from those who wield love as a weapon. Observe without attachment. Engage without need. Connect without surrender. The moment you treat relationships as transactions of choice rather than necessities of survival, you move beyond the reach of emotional predators. You are no longer prey. You are a predator in your own right, walking unnoticed through a world of blind wolves. The terrifying truth is that most humans will never comprehend this. They live as pawns, seeking love desperately, giving it freely, and falling victim to manipulation over and over. Few can step outside the cycle. Fewer still have the courage to accept the darkness of human nature and embrace the clarity of detachment. But those who do, those who master themselves, gain an unmatched power, the ability to navigate the human jungle unscathed. Observe, identify, protect, detach. These are the steps to survive in a world where affection is currency and every relationship is a battlefield. Those who fail to see the predators behind smiles pay a price in heartbreak, betrayal, and wasted life. Those who succeed, those who understand the machinery of human desire, gain freedom, control, and the terrifying peace of mastery. Once you embrace this, the world no longer threatens you through the affections of others. You move unseen, untouchable, and unmanipulated. You see everything clearly, act with precision, and exist on a level above the chaos that enslaves most. Fear becomes your ally, detachment becomes your shield, and understanding becomes your ultimate weapon. The ultimate power in human relationships is not control over others. It is control over yourself. When you stop chasing love, when you refuse to give your heart freely, you unlock a level of mastery few ever achieve. Most people are prisoners of their own desire, endlessly seeking validation, affection, or approval. You, however, become untouchable because your need no longer defines you. Detachment is not emptiness, it is clarity. It is the ability to observe human behavior without becoming ensnared by it. It is the recognition that people are selfish, fickle, and opportunistic, and that their affection is rarely unconditional. When you internalize this truth, you begin to see patterns invisible to the naive. Lies become obvious, manipulation becomes detectable, and the intentions behind every smile, word, or touch are revealed. Knowledge becomes your weapon, detachment becomes your shield, and your heart becomes a fortress. Mastery comes from embracing the terrifying reality of human nature. Love, friendship, loyalty. These are currencies, not guarantees. Those who attempt to control you through them rely on your dependence. They manipulate your need for connection, exploiting every weakness. But when you sever the chains of need, you strip them of power. They may try to tempt you, guilt you, or manipulate you. But your detachment makes you unpredictable, uncatchable, and dangerous in your own right. Observe the world like a strategist. Each interaction, each relationship is a piece on a chessboard. Do not give away your moves freely. Do not let affection dictate your choices. Engage when it serves you. Withdraw when it does not. Every connection should enhance your position, never compromise it. The moment you treat love as a tool rather than a necessity, you rise above the predictable chaos that traps the weak. The clarity of detachment is intoxicating. Suddenly, you see the truth behind every word, the calculation behind every gesture, the agenda behind every compliment. Most people never see it. They remain blind, slaves to their cravings. You, however, are free. You do not fear betrayal because you no longer invest in illusions. You do not beg for love because you understand its fleeting, transactional nature. You do not need approval because your power is intrinsic, rooted in self-mastery. This mastery transforms perception. Others sense it immediately. Those who once attempted to manipulate you suddenly hesitate. Those who sought to control your heart falter in your presence. Your detachment communicates strength, independence, and unpredictability, the most subtle yet terrifying forms of power. In a world where most are shackled by desire, your freedom becomes a weapon in itself. But this is not arrogance, it is vigilance. Mastery requires constant awareness, constant observation, and constant self-discipline. The human jungle is filled with predators disguised as allies, wolves masquerading as friends, and charm hiding cruelty. You must navigate with precision, letting neither desire nor fear cloud your judgment. The stronger your detachment, the more invulnerable you become, not because others are weak, but because you have removed yourself from their sphere of control. When you reach this level, love ceases to be a trap and becomes a tool. Affection, connection, and loyalty are no longer levers to manipulate you. They are opportunities to wield influence, to strengthen your position, and to operate strategically in a world of blind desperation. You have transformed a human weakness into power. You have turned fear into clarity, chaos into order, and dependency into freedom. Remember this: those who chase love are predictable. Those who crave approval are exploitable. Those who give their hearts freely are prey. By contrast, the one who masters detachment walks unseen, acts deliberately, and observes without being ensnared. In this dark clarity, you are untouchable. You are the predator disguised as calm, the strategist who moves while others stumble blindly, and the ruler of your own emotional kingdom. If you have learned anything from this journey, let it be this: stop chasing love, stop seeking validation, and stop surrendering your heart to the whims of others. The world is cruel, human nature is selfish, and freedom is only claimed by those brave enough to embrace the darkness and rise above it. If this insight has awakened a new understanding of power and human nature in you, hit like to acknowledge the truth and subscribe to continue walking the path of mastery. The world will continue to deceive and manipulate, but now you will see it all clearly.